Welcome back, man, to another NBA Sports First. Let's get right into all the details, standings, stats. We'll get into a little bit of everything as I usually do. Um, Number one in the West, Suns. Not too big of a shocker. Um, shouldn't be with the top five, to be honest. Utah, shockingly, the Utah Jazz have been in a little bit of slump ever since I started somewhat. Was talking a good amount about it. I mean, it's not like these were bad losses or nothing. At least I don't remember anything being bad. We can look a little bit into that too, but they are out of the. Well, they're still in the play-in situation, so that's a little bit good for them. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that. I didn't realize that they were on that big of a losing streak. So yeah, or like just the toughness of the schedule, I guess. A Bulls teams that's supposed to be a playoff team. I mean, they were built to be a playoff team. They got stars all over the place. They got youngins. They got young bloods all over the place. Patrick and then Kobe White, like Kobe White. Uh, there's another one, I forget his name. Suns team, which is the number one team in the West, so that's not a bad Los Nia. Warriors team that's looking like they're playing a little bit better. Um, Clay hasn't been playing great. Hasn't been back to that great Clay. Then a Pistons team that's young, but um, I'm liking where they're heading. But none of these are really. I mean, I don't see any. None of these are blowouts or nothing. These are games. I remember watching the Suns one, which was really close, and they could have easily, figured that one out, or figured out and won that one. But five in a row, not too great. I could see them easily winning the Clippers one since Kawhi might not be on the field or on the court, but who knows? And the Pacers one, this Pacers team that just beat the Lakers technically yesterday. I do got to run your notes as you could tell. I literally just got rid of this cold and I just got another one, so this sucks. Then you got Trailblazers, so it's a pretty tough schedule to be honest. Let's see if it gets a little bit easier for them. It doesn't look like it because these are all teams. Wow. Other than the Wizards, Pistons, but those teams, I don't know. It's still somewhat early in the season, even though every team has technically played 20, 21, or 19 games. But the Jazz can compete with all those teams. But let's see if they could stick around and Mike Conley has been out for a couple of games, so that could be one big reason, or that probably is. But they still got other players in those positions. But still, I could see them winning a good amount of those games, to be honest. But yeah, Nuggets looking really nice. Specifically just because they got all their stars. Jamal Murray slowly getting back into Jamal Murray. MPJ, as y'all know, he had a situation with his back or so during the playoffs where he was just out there. Man, it was an ugly playoffs last year for them. Pelicans team, which I believe they could easily finish number one, but then again, the West is so tough. I wouldn't be shocked if any of these teams, if the Trailblazers, if Dame Time could be healthy, they could easily finish first. But these other teams, I feel like they have a little bit more, as in the Pelicans, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Suns. If anything, it's injuries. For the majority of these teams, injuries is going to prevent them from taking that number one spot. I tell you what. Timberwolves might have just lost Carl Anthony, which sucks because I'm big on Carl, even though some people say he's soft. Soft. Well, he's in the NBA, so maybe it was a good decision they got Rudy Gobert. Even though I'm not too big on Rudy Gobert because somewhat he did get a little bit exposure in the playoffs this year. Um, Mavericks 4 in a row, but similar to the Jazz, I believe they can pick it up. But I mean, the West is pretty. I don't know. It's all over the place right now. You don't really know. And ever since the playoffs plans got added, I feel like teams are more competitive. At least that's in these past couple of years. Plus, we're like teams are like slowly. Some teams, took a little bit of time to get into the 3-and-D situation, and I don't know. It's all over the place right now, to be honest. A little bit on the East, the books. It's a little. I mean, it's. I guess you could say it's easier to say who are most definitely going to be in those top 3, 4 spots. I'm sure it's either going to be Celtics, Bucks, Cavaliers, as you could see right there. But 76ers could make a run. Raptors could too, but Raptors just dealing with so much injuries. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, I had a lot of hopes for them. Bulls, them as well, and the Heat. So, and Nets too as well, to be honest. So, if anything, I could see the Raptors, Wizards, maybe dropping down, but the Wizards have been playing decent. If Bradley Beal, same thing. Injuries matter a lot, but to be honest, the Bulls, Knicks, those teams don't really have too much injuries, so they've just pretty much haven't been playing great basketball. Or is it just the schedules? I would have to look even deeper, to be honest. But from what I watch from the Knicks, they don't look terrible. It's just they here and there to have pretty bad losses. Because Jalen Brunson has been good. With the hitting you with 1,000 today. Magic, I love watching that team, to be honest. Just Bobo balling out there. Bancaro. And, but yeah, Pistons out there. Even though these two teams might be bad right now, I feel like they're more of a future team. There's a chance one of these two teams could go for a run and figure something out, but these other teams, they've just, with the experience and all, I don't know if they're going to allow them to do that. But yeah, fun teams to watch, but obviously they're learning and they got so many young talent. Eventually, they're going to be the teams on top. I mean, if they don't, then shit, somebody's fucking up. Or just coaching changes have to happen. One of the two eventually had, because these two teams are stacked with talented players that if they go anywhere else, they're immediately gonna help a team out, which similar to OKC, but OKC is looking like they're better, but at the same time they're in the West, a tough West, which I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Man, that that was a pretty good game by the Lakers, but they had to blow it. I mean, well, not really a good game by them, but it was a tear down 17-point lead. But that Pacers team, that Pacers team looks legit, but I don't even know. See, I was hating on the Kings for that trade, but the Kings have been playing good. But the Pacers, they just leveled up, to be honest. With Tyler Halliburton, Barnes, the rookies, the rookies have been. Those are some good picks. Even Chris Duarte. Duarte hasn't even really played. Now that tells you something that they're doing some good out there in the Indiana. I'd be shocked if they missed the playoffs, to be honest, compared to some of these other teams. But then again, you got, man, there's so many reasons why a lot of these teams should be higher, but they're not. So that's their problem. I tell you what. Season leaders, Tyrese Halliburton, assists per game, 11.3. I don't even think he was in that tops a week ago or so, which is craziness. 11.3. Tyrese Halliburton. He's really good from the 3 line as well. So that's a pretty good guard right there. I don't know if you consider him a guard or a shooting guard, but he could probably fill both roles. And he's got reach and everything. Big fan of Tyrese Halliburton. Still shocked that the Kings traded him, but the Kings are looking good, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not, because I don't know. I feel like he has a really bright future already. Rebounds per game, Anthony Davis. Well, he had that 20-something point game, rebound game a couple weeks back. Let's just go ahead. I'm not even going to try to mess with his first name, but Zubac, former Laker. He almost, I don't think he pulled off the 30-point assist game because he had a 30 points, 20-some assists. I'm not sure if he actually pulled off the 30th assist or 30th rebound. Not sure, but because I think he got out of the game with 4 minutes or so, or he got kicked out of the game. I'm not even gonna find a freaking word for that, but whatever. Points per game, Luka obviously he's been leading in that. Looking like the early favorite MVP for candidate. Maybe if something happens, who knows? I didn't realize Steph was up there to 31.4. Shea Gilgeous with 31.1. He's been playing lights out. Finally, as in he's just killing it as of late. Actually, if anything, plus no injuries so far. That's good for Shea Gilgeous. Not sure if he's got the big money contract, but he's gonna get one now. If not with the OKC Thunder, I don't know where else. Well, I think OKC would kind of be stupid to let him go, but then again, OKC has so much talent. Also, one of those teams that, man, a lot of these teams that are bad right now, they've just been stacking up players and players on players. Which the thing that sucks, a good amount of these teams are just pretty much going to let them go. Well, they're probably not going to have a choice, which is common, I guess, in the NBA, but still. JT with 30.8, leading all the time out there with them bottom dieters. But I think that's going to be it for today the other thing, Kings could have actually won this game against the Suns. It was pretty close, somewhat down to the wire. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's Sabotage Out. Didn't mean to take or make it this long, but whatever. Guess I had a lot to talk about. Sabotage out again and again.